Nagaland Police's big revelation on Mon killings. Para Special Forces did not follow SOPs and rules of engagement, says DGP T. Longkumer. Results of Karbi Anglong Autonomous Council polls tomorrow. Three-tier security in place. BJP confident of clean sweep. Mega Naga Students Federation rally in Delhi. NSF calls for inclusive and honorable solution to Naga political issue. Early solution chorus gets louder. Sam bracing for mega transformation in power sector. Himanta Biswa Sharma government to invest rupees 5,000 crore to generate 1,000 megawatt of solar power. Curfew imposed in parts of West Bengal following protests over Prophet Remark Rao. Bengal BJP chief arrested. Uttar Pradesh police arrests over 200 people in connection with Friday's violence. And Guwahati High Court acquits Chief Minister Himanta Biswa Sharma in case pertaining to violation of a model code of conduct during 2019 Lok Sabha elections. Hello and welcome to Evening Prime. I'm Ronak and we start the bulletin with the big story related to the December 2021 Mon killings in Nagaland. Nagaland DGP T. Longkumer today said that investigation into the killings of 14 civilians by paratroopers near Oting village in Mon district last year revealed that the army team did not follow the standard operating procedures or SOPs or the rules of engagement for such an operation, leading to the firing. Briefing the media at the Chumukedima police complex today, DGP Longkumer said that the 21 para forces had launched the operation in the area based on intelligence inputs about the movement of militants belonging to the NSCN KYA and the Ulfa Independent. He added that investigation has revealed that the team opened fire at the white Bolero pickup van without ensuring their identification. 8 people from Oting village were in the vehicle and were returning home from nearby coal mines. DGP Longkumer further added that investigation also revealed that operation team did not follow the standard operating procedures or the rules of engagement for such an operation, leading to the firing.
About the presence of a group of NSCN KYA and the Ulfa cadres in the area. On 4th December 2021 at around 4:20 p.m., the operations team of the 21 para security forces had laid an ambush at Longkau between Upper Tiru and Uting. They opened fire at the white Bolero pickup vehicle, which was carrying 8 people belonging to Uting village, most of whom were working as laborers in the coal mines at Tiru, without ensuring positive identification and failing to carry out challenging procedure. This is as per the investigation. Investigation has also revealed that the operations team has not followed the standard operating procedure and the rules of engagement, and had resulted to disproportionate firing, leading to immediate killing of 6 occupants of the vehicle on the spot and previously injuring 2 persons. Investigation has revealed that when the villagers of Oting and Tiru reached the incident spot in search of the missing villagers and the Bolero pickup vehicle, they reached the site at around 2100 hours, that is 9 p.m. They turned violent upon discovering the dead bodies and the scuffle that ensued between the villagers and the operation team members of 21 para SF. One paratrooper succumbed to injuries, and 14 personnel of 21 para SF team sustained injuries as a result of this. This led the major to order to open fire at around 10 o'clock, and the operation team started to break contact. A separate FIR in crime number 28/21 has been registered by Digit PS on 11/12/2021 under section 326, 435, 302, 307, and 34 IPC, and under section 25 brackets 1A Arms Act. This is against the unknown persons to investigate into the death of one paratrooper and assault on other personnel of the 21 para asset, including the loss of government property, based on complaint filed by 21 para asset, and the case is currently under investigation.
All right, and to bring us more details, I'm being joined now over the phone line by our editor-in-chief, Wasbir Hussain. Wasbir, a big revelation by the Nagaland DGP there. He clearly states that as per the investigation, the para-special forces did not follow the SOPs or the rules of engagement. So what more would you like to add, Wasbir?
Absolutely, Ronak. This was a much anticipated report. Everybody was waiting for this report by the state government. Now, they have come up with this report where they have made two very, very specific points that the 21 para-special forces on that occasion did not follow the standard operating procedures, and that they resorted to disproportionate firing. Now it is understandable, because the fact that the para-special forces, the special forces of the Indian Army, are highly trained forces, and had they followed standard operating procedures, definitely such an unfortunate incident would not have taken place. So that is very clear. So the question at that time in December 2021, when this voting incident happened, immediately after the aftermath of that killing of innocent civilians, a lot of questions were raised to how or why such a specialized force of the Indian Army, which had carried out surgical strike inside an enemy positions, could do such a thing. Was it just a simple case of botched intelligence? Was it a simple case of wrong intelligence? So the big question is, why was that Bolero pickup van not stopped? Why did they resort to such kind of indiscriminate firing? Were they fired upon? Did the occupants of that Bolero open fire? No, because they were not carrying weapons. So these were some of the questions which was troubling everybody at that time. And now this investigation has revealed just that. There's investigations by the state authorities, security agencies, and others, in which, of course, the army also cooperated. They clearly, categorically says that the forces, the para-special forces, did not follow standard operating procedure, and that they indulged in disproportionate firing. The rules of engagements were not followed. That's what the Nagaland DGP, Mr. Kumar, had said. So now, to be learned, what is the standard operating intelligence inputs, whether they were cross-checked, and whether the vehicle was asked to stop, whether they rained bullets on the vehicle as it was approaching. So these are some of the questions that have troubled people's mind, and that is what the investigation has revealed, that there were lapses on the part of the para-special forces that led to this incident, led to the killings of the innocent civilians. Rona.
Absolutely. So, Wasbir, things, if we remember, had taken a turn for the worse following the voting incident, but over the months, things have improved. So, do you think that a lot will depend on the final probe report when it comes out in the near future?
Well, yes, the final probe report will be important, but even this report can go a long way in preventing similar kinds of incidents in the coming days, because there are still areas which are absolutely troubled. There is even now trans-border movement of insurgent groups, whether it is the Indo-Myanmar border, whether it is in the Nagaland sector, Arunachal sector, whether it is in the Manipur sector of the Indo-Myanmar border. There are trans-border movements of insurgents. Even today, even now, there are a lot of movements of insurgents in the Arunachal sector, and there, of course, I'm sure there will be similar movements in the Nagaland sector as well. So there are a plethora of rebel groups which have bases across the border, and they keep coming in and out. So in this kind of a situation, the security forces have to do their job. It's a very tight walk for the security forces because there are civilians in the area. The civilians in these border areas, they are traditionally been hunting in those areas, particularly in Arunachal Pradesh. There are hunters. So it's a very tightrope walk for the security forces. But even then, considering that the security forces are a highly specialized and trained forces, they are expected to exercise restraint. So that same cannot be said of the insurgents because they are unlawful organizations. They have no training. So they can do anything they want. But the security forces have definitely a challenging head. But that does not mean that they will be trigger happy and killing innocent civilians and worsening the social and political situation in these border areas at a time when the government of India is engaged in peace negotiations with a number of insurgent groups in the area to restore permanent peace.
Yes, a tightrope for the security forces to walk indeed. Wasbir Hussain, thank you very much for joining us this evening and bringing us all of those latest details. All right, all eyes are now on the results day of Karbi Anglong Autonomous Council polls. Elaborate security arrangements have been put in place for the counting process, which will begin at 8 a.m. tomorrow. A three-tier security will be in place for the counting. Elections for the KAAC took place on the 8th of June. The polling was by and large peaceful, except for 2 incidents of violence reported from West Karbi Anglong. Meanwhile, Northeast Live spoke to Karbi Anglong Deputy Commissioner and Returning Officer Dibakar Nath to get an update on the arrangements. Listen in.
Karbi Anglong Autonomous Council election has been finished on 8 June, and tomorrow counting will be started.
So tomorrow at 8 a.m. the counting will start for the 10 MSCs in Difu Government High School, both girls high school as well as boys high school. So already the preparation has been done. So yesterday we had one meeting with all the candidates as well as the election agents. And beside that, as a precautionary measure, around 200 meter from the counting venue, we have imposed 144. And besides that, tomorrow it will be a dry day. And besides that, 3-layer security has been arranged. And lots of items has been declared as the banned item within the counting hall. So we are hopeful that the counting process will happen in a very smooth way.
When the result will be clear?
Actually, for different MSCs, for 9 MSCs we have 10 counting table, and Lumbazong we have 14 counting table, and the number of polling station in each MSCs are also different. So like it depends upon the round of counting that we have to carry out. For example, for Fulani MSC we have less number of PS, but at the same time for Lumbazong we have maximum number of PS, so the times will be different. But for 2 and 3 MSC, I think the result will be able to declare before 12, and yeah, and for Lumbazong I think it will go till 4 p.m. 4:30 p.m.
And day ahead of the declaration of results to the Karbi Anglong Autonomous Council polls, KAC CEM Tuliram Rongan today exuded confidence of yet another resounding victory for the BJP. Addressing reporters today, Tuliram Rongan said that as per his assessment, the BJP candidates will secure victory in all 26 council constituencies of KAC with a vote margin of no less than 5,000 votes in each constituency.
২৬টা সমষ্টিত বিপুল ভোটত জয়যুক্ত কৰি আহিব ভাৰতীয় জনতা পাৰ্টি প্ৰাৰ্থীত। গতিকে এটা সমষ্টিত যিটো এছেছমেণ্ট ৰিপৰ্ট তাৰ ৫,০০০ কম জিকা ভোটটো নাহে। এটা সমষ্টিত কোনোবা সমষ্টিত ২০,০০০লৈকে গৈছে, ১৫,০০০লৈকে গৈছে, ১৬,০০০লৈকে। ২৬টা সমষ্টিত ভাৰতীয় জনতা পাৰ্টি বিপুল ভোটত জয়যুক্ত হ'ব।
All right, staying with the Sam now, the state is bracing for a massive transformation as far as the power sector is concerned. And it is under Chief Minister Himanta Biswa Sharma's leadership that the state government is looking forward to harness solar power for optimum utilization in meeting the power supply requirements of the state. Briefing news persons after the all-important cabinet meeting in Tezpur today, Chief Minister Himanta Biswa Sharma informed that solar power projects to generate 1,000 megawatts of power will be operational within a month's time. And not just this, Chief Minister Sharma said that the government of Assam will work jointly with the Neyveli Lignite Company to generate 1,000 megawatts of power, for which plants will be set up at a cost of rupees 5,000 crore. Yes, viewers, another big development coming in from Assam at this point in time as the state is bracing for a massive transformation as far as the power sector is concerned. It is under the leadership of Chief Minister Himanta Biswa Sharma that the state government is looking forward to harnessing solar power for optimum utilization in meeting the power requirements of the entire state. Briefing news persons after the all-important cabinet meeting held in Tezpur today, Chief Minister Sharma informed that solar power projects to generate 100 megawatts of power will be operational within a month's time. Not just this, Chief Minister Sharma also added that the government of Assam will work jointly with the Neyveli Lignite Company to generate 1,000 megawatts of power, for which plants will be set up at a cost of rupees 5,000 crore.
কেইদিনমান আগতে আমি আমগুৰিত ৭৫ মেগাৱাটৰ এটা সোলাৰ পাৱাৰৰ প্ৰকল্প উদ্বোধন কৰিছিল। এনেকৈ অসমত আৰু 100 মেগাৱাট সোলাৰ পাৱাৰ আমাৰ তৈয়াৰ হৈ আছে। উদালগুৰি, সামুগুৰি, বৰাক উপত্যকা এনেকৈ আমাৰ 100 মেগাৱাট আৰু তৈয়াৰ হৈ আছে, যিটো আমি অহা মাহত উদ্বোধন কৰিম। অসমে সোলাৰ পাৱাৰত আমি এটা বৃহৎ শক্তি হ'ব খুজো। প্ৰায় 5,000 কোটি টকা বিনিয়োগেৰে অসমত নেইভেলি লিগনাইট কৰ্পোৰেশ্যন আৰু অসম চৰকাৰৰ যুটীয়া এটা কোম্পানীয়ে 5,000 কোটি টকাৰ বিনিয়োগ কৰিব আৰু 1,000 মেগাৱাট অতিৰিক্ত সোলাৰ পাৱাৰ উৎপাদন কৰিব। আৰু এই 1,000 মেগাৱাট সোলাৰ পাৱাৰ উৎপাদন হোৱাৰ লগে লগে অসম বিদ্যুৎ ক্ষেত্ৰত স্বনিৰ্ভৰশীল হৈ পৰিব। আমি নিজৰ ভৰিৰ ওপৰত নিজে থিয় দিব পাৰিম। অসমৰ বিভিন্ন জাগাৰ চৰকাৰী ভূমিত এই কাম কৰা হ'ব। বিশেষকৈ ডিমা হাছাও জিলাত ইয়াৰ বাবে আমি 5,000 বিঘা ভূমি ইতিমধ্যে তাৰ কাউন্সিলৰ পৰা পাইছো।
And moving on now, the call for an early, inclusive and honorable solution to the Naga political issue echoed in the national capital today. The Naga Students Federation, or NSF, in collaboration with the Naga Students Union Delhi, organized a people's rally in New Delhi today under the theme A Call for Peace, which the organizers said was a message on behalf of the Naga youth yearning for harmony. The NSF said that the rally was aimed at raising the genuine concerns and aspirations of the Nagas who were and still continue to be subjugated by colonial powers such as the Armed Forces Special Powers Act. The NSF had also requested the government of India to honor its political commitment that since there is only one Indo-Naga political issue, there should also be only one solution as well. And that the proposed political settlement should be based on inclusive, honorable solution which recognizes Naga people's identity, which should be brought to its logical conclusion at the earliest.
Government of India must honor peace. The danger is the peace process may break down. Even the negotiator may even walk away from the ceasefire. And we don't want that to happen. So we're telling both sides, under any circumstances, don't break the ceasefire. Continue the negotiation. But unless government of India also exhibit some kind of sincerity, it is difficult for the talk to go endlessly. To continue with our campaign, please keep the negotiation alive, keep the peace process alive, but let us negotiate with mutual respect for each other.
And well, the march proceeded from the Mandi House and concluded at the Jantar Mantar with solidarity messages from different Naga civil society organizations and well-wishers.
This is prayer for harmonious coexistence and a peaceful co-inhabitance It is a symbol of our inherent desire to pursue building peace both within and outside. Naga's call for peace is distinctive in nature, yet not different from the universality of peace.
Today I stand before you as an elder representing elder generation in shame in a way because no matter how hard we try, we could not bring peace to our land. But I also stand before you proudly to say that Nagas, despite our human sufferings, which the world could not endure for all this, we have not lost our dignity, nor have we surrendered our rights. And we will continue to stand our ground till the end of time.
All right, back to Assam now. Chief Minister Himanta Biswa Sharma today said that Morioni MLA Roopjyoti Kurmi is not facing any probe regarding the misuse of MLA funds. Chief Minister Sharma said that the MLA is not responsible for any misappropriation of funds, since the concerned Deputy Commissioner is the one who releases and utilizes the funds. Sharma, speaking in context of Roopjyoti Kurmi, said that no MLA has any access to the funds directly other than the DC who releases the funds. The Assam Chief Minister clarified that if there are any anomalies found, then action will have to be taken only against the Deputy Commissioner or any other entity which has the responsibility to utilize the funds.
ৰূপজ্যোতি কুৰ্মীৰ ওপৰত এজন ব্যক্তিয়ে গোচৰ দিছিলে ৰূপজ্যোতি কুৰ্মীৰ ওপৰত নহয় তেওঁৰ বিধায়ক পুঁজি ৰিলিজ কৰে ডিচিয়ে খৰচ কৰে ডিচিয়ে গতিকে ইনকুৱাৰী ৰূপজ্যোতি কুৰ্মীৰ ওপৰত হোৱা নাই স্কিমটোৰ নামটোহে এমএলএ ফাণ্ড কিন্তু স্কিমটোত যদি খেলি মেলি হৈছে শাস্তি ডিচিয়ে পাব শাস্তি বিডিঅই পাব এমএলএ জনে নাপায় এমএলএ জনৰ কাম হৈছে নামটো ৰিকমেণ্ড কৰি দিয়া গতিকে এমএলএ ফাণ্ডটো এটা স্কিমৰ নামহে যেনেকৈ অসম মালা বুলি এটা স্কিমৰ নাম আছে তেনেকৈ ৰূপজ্যোতি কুৰ্মীৰ বিধায়ক পুঁজি এটা স্কিমৰ নাম কিন্তু ৰূপজ্যোতি কুৰ্মীয়ে এটকাও নিজৰ হাতত ল'ব নোৱাৰে সেইকাৰণে ইয়াত যদি কিবা খেলি মেলি আছে বা নাই তাৰ ওপৰত যিমানে বিচাৰ নহওক কিয় ৰূপজ্যোতি কুৰ্মী ইয়াত নাহে ইয়াত যোন ডিচিয়ে ফাণ্ড ৰিলিজ কৰি দিছিল যোন কমিটি আছিলে যোন ইমপ্লিমেণ্টেশ্যন আছিলে কাৰণ ইয়াত ৰূপজ্যোতি কুৰ্মীৰ কোনো স্থান নাই ইয়াতে এইটো স্কিমটোৰ নামে আজি পৃথিৱীৰাজ ৰাভাৰ বিধায়ক পুঁজিটো তেওঁ ৰিকমেণ্ড কৰি দিয়াৰ পিছত তেওঁৰ কাম চেঞ্জ হৈ গ'ল ইয়াত ইমপ্লিমেণ্ট কৰিব PWDয়ে কোনোবা নামঘৰ সমিতিয়ে কোনোবা ক্লাবে যদি কিবা খেলি মেলি হয় ইনকুৱাৰীটো ক্লাবটোৰ ওপৰত হ'ব ডিচিজনৰ ওপৰত হ'ব যিজনে কামটো হোৱা বুলি সাৰ্টিফিকেট কৰি দি নেক্সট 50% এলোকেশন লৈ গৈছে তেওঁৰ ওপৰত হ'ব বিধায়কজনৰ ইয়াত কোনো কাম নাই তেওঁটো খালি ৰিকমেণ্ডে কৰিব লাগে গতিকে সব জানি বুজিও ইমান চাঞ্চল্যকৰ সৃষ্টি কৰি থাকিলে কেনেকৈ হ'ব
On to another big story, viewers. The Guwahati High Court has acquitted Assam Chief Minister Himanta Biswa Sharma in a case pertaining to the violation of the Model Code of Conduct during the 2019 Lok Sabha elections. That's right, viewers. Congress leaders Ripun Bora and Diganta Chaudhary had moved the State Election Commission, following which the election body had filed a case with a lower court. However, when challenged at the Guwahati High Court, the Justice Rumi Kumari Phukon bench cleared Chief Minister Himanta Biswa Sharma of all charges today.
2019 চনত অসম প্ৰদেশ কংগ্ৰেছ কমিটিৰ তেতিয়াৰ সভাপতি ৰিপুন বৰা আৰু তেখেতসকলৰ ওৱান অফ দ্য জেনাৰেল সেক্ৰেটাৰী দিগন্ত চৌধুৰী ডাঙৰীয়াই 2019 চনত যেতিয়া জেনেৰেল ইলেকশ্যন হৈছিল অসমত সেই সময়ত 3টা কমপ্লেইন দাখিল কৰিছিলে ষ্টেটৰ যিটো ষ্টেট ইলেক্টৰেল অফিচাৰ আছে তেওঁৰ আগত আৰু পৰৱৰ্তী পৰ্যায়ত 18 এপ্ৰিল 2019 চনত ইলেকশ্যন কমিশ্যন অফ ইণ্ডিয়াই ষ্টেটৰ যিটো ইলেক্টৰেল বডি আছে তেওঁলোকক অসমত যিটো আদালত আছে আদালতত হিমন্ত বিশ্ব শৰ্মা আৰু নিউজ লাইফৰ এগেইনষ্টত কেছ দিবলৈ নিৰ্দেশ দিছিলে আৰু সেইমতে হিমন্ত বিশ্ব শৰ্মা ডাঙৰীয়াৰ এডভোকেট আৰু নিউজ লাইফৰ এডভোকেটে 25 ফেব্ৰুৱাৰীত চিফ জুডিচিয়েল মেজিষ্ট্ৰেট কোৰ্টত তেওঁলোকে এপিয়াৰ হৈ পেলাই দৰখাস্ত দিছিলে কিন্তু যিজন চিফ জুডিচিয়েল মেজিষ্ট্ৰেট আছে তেখেতে হিমন্ত বিশ্ব শৰ্মা ডাঙৰীয়াৰ এগেইনষ্টত 2000 টকাৰ ফাইন দাখিল কৰিছিলে আৰু ঠিক তেনেকে নিউজ লাইফৰ এগেইনষ্টতো 2000 টকাৰ জৰিমনা দি পেলাই আকৌ পুনৰ 3 সপ্তাহ পিছত এপিয়াৰ কৰাৰ কাৰণে নিৰ্দেশ জাৰি কৰিছিলে এই সমস্ত প্ৰচেছটো আৰু গোটেইবিলাক অৰ্ডাৰ মাননীয় মুখ্যমন্ত্ৰী ডাঙৰীয়াই আৰু নিউজ লাইফৰ যিগৰাকী CMD আছে তেখেতে গুৱাহাটী উচ্চ ন্যায়ালয়ত সেকশন 482 আণ্ডাৰ চেলেঞ্জ কৰিছিলে যে কোৱাচিং হ'ব লাগে আৰু সেইমতে গুৱাহাটী উচ্চ ন্যায়ালয়ত ক্ৰিমিনেল পিটিশন এখন ৰুজু হ'ল আৰু সেইখনৰ পূৰ্ণাংগ শুনানি হোৱাৰ পিছত যোৱাকালি গুৱাহাটী উচ্চ ন্যায়ালয়ে এটা লেণ্ডমাৰ্ক জাজমেণ্ট দিছে য'ত যিটো জাজমেণ্ট যিকেইটা অৰ্ডাৰৰ দ্বাৰা মাননীয় মুখ্যমন্ত্ৰী হিমন্ত বিশ্ব শৰ্মাৰ এগেইনষ্টত যিটো কেছ ৰুজু কৰিছিলে ইলেকশ্যন কমিশ্যন অফ ইণ্ডিয়াৰ নিৰ্দেশ মতে ষ্টেট ইলেক্টৰেল অফিচাৰে গুৱাহাটীৰ চিফ জুডিচিয়েল মেজিষ্ট্ৰেট কামৰূপ কোৰ্টত সেই কেছটো সমস্ত প্ৰক্ৰিয়াটোত খাৰিজ কৰিছে আৰু যিমানবোৰ অৰ্ডাৰ দিছিলে তেখেতক এপিয়াৰ কৰাৰ পৰা 2000 টকা ফাইন দিয়ালৈকে এই সমস্ত অৰ্ডাৰবোৰ খাৰিজ কৰি পেলাই কেছটো শেষ কৰি পেলাইছে আৰু এই অৰ্ডাৰটোত কিছুমান খুব গুৰুত্বপূৰ্ণ কথা গুৱাহাটী উচ্চ ন্যায়ালয়ে কৈছে যে চিফ জুডিচিয়েল মেজিষ্ট্ৰেটে যিটো অৰ্ডাৰ পাছ কৰিবলৈ তেখেতক সামন কৰিছিলে সেইটো বিয়ণ্ড দ্য পাৰমিছিবল লিমিট অফ জুডিচিয়েল অফিচাৰ আৰু সেইখিনি কৰাটো অনিষ্টত কোনো খুব সিৰিয়াছ লেপছ হোৱা বুলি কৈছে প্ৰচিডিউৰেলত আৰু ঠিক তেনেকে যিটো অৰ্ডাৰৰ দ্বাৰা 2000 টকা ফাইন লগাইছিলে সেইবিলাকো
It's time for a short break now. More news and updates to follow on the other side. Stay tuned.
সুগন্ধ ৰং আৰু সোৱাদ খাতি
এভৰিডে জিভাত দিয়ে আচল জুতি
এভৰিডে স্পাইচেছ 100% টেষ্ট এভৰিডে স্পাইচেছ বেষ্ট
Himalaya Purified Neem Face Wash এও এক্সপার্ট কেনেকৈ
এটো ক্লিনিক্যালি প্রুভেন হয় যে ইয়াৰ আছে নিম আৰু হালধিৰ এন্টিব্যাকটেৰিয়েল গুণ যি পিম্পল আঁতৰ কৰে আৰু স্কিন কৰি তোলে একেবাৰে হেলদি
বাহ
Himalaya Purifying Neem Face Wash Pimple Free Healthy Skin or Expert
Build your dream at the Assam Royal Global University. Success is not an overnight phenomenon. You need to work hard and go through the grind every day to achieve what you want. Engineer, fashion designer, or someone working in the field of medical science, or the CEO of your own company, you can dream anything and make that happen here at the Assam Royal Global University.
Introducing the new Suzuki Avenus, the sportiest, zippiest ride in town that's loaded with next generation GPS navigation.
নতুন মিউজিক ডাইৰেক্টৰ ৰোহানে এতিয়ালৈকে মিউজিক পঠোৱা নাই
I've got it. The new Suzuki Avenus. More zip for trip.
आओ यहाँ बार-बार खेलो झूमो कूदो यहाँ मस्ती में बड़े छोटे साथ आओ ऐश करो नाचो गाओ मस्ती में आओ यहाँ बार-बार खेलो झूमो कूदो यहाँ मस्ती में
Himalaya Purified Neem Face Wash এও এক্সপার্ট কেনেকৈ
এটো ক্লিনিক্যালি প্রুভেন হয় যে ইয়াৰ আছে নিম আৰু হালধিৰ এন্টিব্যাকটেৰিয়েল গুণ যি পিম্পল আঁতৰ কৰে আৰু স্কিন কৰি তোলে একেবাৰে হেলদি
বাহ
Himalaya Purifying Neem Face Wash Pimple Free Healthy Skin or Expert
A university is much more than just a place to get your education. It not only helps you build your career, but also your personality and mindset. At Assam Royal Global University, you will get the most suitable environment to gain knowledge and also grow as a person. The university has the best infrastructure with all the required facilities and best quality equipment for any kind of educational need.
গুড মৰ্ণিং খুৰা একাপ আদা দিয়া চা
এই আমাৰজনী
মোদীজী মোৰ পৰিয়াল বাৰু খুৰা আপুনি দেৱালত কিয় লিখিছে মোদীজী মোৰ পৰিয়াল প্ৰধানমন্ত্ৰী আপোনাক চিনি পায় নেকি
চিনিতো নাপায় কিন্তু আমাৰ দুখ তেওঁ সহ্য কৰিব নোৱাৰে
মানে
নুবুজিলা ঘৰে ঘৰে বিনামূলীয়া ৰাচন যোগান ধৰে বেজি দিয়ালে আৰু মাজনী সংকটত যোনে তোমাক লগ দিয়ে তেওঁহে প্ৰকৃততে পৰিয়ালৰ
বুজিলো খুৰা আপোনাৰ পৰিয়াল বেষ্ট হয়
লোৱা চাহ খোৱা
Welcome back, viewers, and on to another big story now. Manipur Chief Minister N. Biren Singh today inaugurated a 30-bedded psychiatry ward and child care center at the Jawaharlal Nehru Institute of Medical Sciences, or JNIMS, in Imphal. The inauguration was attended by Health and Welfare Minister Sapam Ranjan Singh, MLA S. Susindro, Additional Chief Secretary Health and Family Welfare Wumlung Mang, and JNIMS Director L. Devin. Addressing the media, Chief Minister N. Biren Singh expressed his satisfaction in the overall improvement of JNIMS Hospital. Besides, the Chief Minister, along with other dignitaries, also inaugurated a waiting shed within the hospital premises. Take a look.
I'm really proud of the management. You know, in the just within this few years, means one and a half years, the condition of the JNIMS has tremendously improved, and I'm very, very happy, and I want to thank the management teams of the JNIMS, and we have to maintain as a hospital-like atmosphere. That is it.
And staying with Manipur now, after arriving in state capital Imphal on a 3-day visit on Friday, Union Minister of State for Sports and Youth Affairs Nishit Pramanik today visited the Sports Authority of India Northeastern Regional Complex, or SAI-NERC, located in Imphal West, Takyal Path area. Addressing the gathering, the Union Minister of State said that the sports infrastructure will be developed in all the districts of Manipur at par with national standards under the Khelo India scheme. Speaking exclusively to Northeast Live, Minister Pramanik said that Manipur has brought laurels to the country in different sporting disciplines in the national as well as international level. It may be mentioned here that during his 3-day visit, the Union Minister is also slated to visit the Kuman Lampak Sports Complex in Imphal.
इम्फॉल इंसुई ऐसा एक नेशनल सेंटर ऑफ एक्सीलेंस है जहां से बहुत सारा जो खिलाड़ी है देश को मिला है और देश के लिए बहुत मेडल जीतने का काम भी यहाँ का खिलाड़ियों ने किया है, चाहे वो मेरी कॉम जी हो, चाहे मीराबाई चानू जी हो, जो 2021 की जो ओलंपिक है उसमें पहले मेडल जीतने वाला भी इस एनसीओए का खिलाड़ी ही थी। तो सभी देखा मैंने, इस यहाँ का इंफ्रास्ट्रक्चर भी देखा, काफ़ी पुराना है लेकिन फिर भी वेल मेंटेन है। उसको मेरा साथ जो यहाँ का सभी आधिकारिक है उनका भी बातचीत हुआ है, सभी कोचेस की बात हुआ है। काफ़ी अच्छा लगा मुझे कि देश को सबसे ज़्यादा जो है खिलाड़ी देने वाला ये एनसीओए बहुत ही ऐतिहासिक है, बहुत ही अच्छा लग रहा है।
All right, on to the big national focus now. At least 2 persons died of bullet injuries in Jharkhand's Ranchi, where the police fired in the air to disperse a crowd pelting stones as protests erupted in several towns and cities across the country against derogatory references to the Prophet made by former BJP spokespersons Nupur Sharma and Naveen Kumar Jindal. The protests also turned violent in Uttar Pradesh's Prayagraj and West Bengal's Howrah district. The protests in Delhi and parts of Madhya Pradesh, Telangana, Gujarat, Bihar, and Maharashtra were peaceful, even as a shutdown was observed in Srinagar today. Internet services were suspended till 6 a.m. today in Ranchi and 6 a.m. on Monday in Howrah. In Delhi, the Shahi Imam distanced himself from the protest and called for reconciliation. The All India Muslim Personal Law Board, or AIMPLP, meanwhile appealed to Islamic scholars and intellectuals not to participate in those television debates in which, he said, the sole intention is to insult Islam and Muslims. In West Bengal's Howrah, prohibitory orders were imposed in several areas after protesters attacked a police station and also set fire to a few kiosks and several two-wheelers and vehicles. Officials said that at least 12 policemen sustained injuries. Fresh violence was also reported from Panchla Bazar area in Howrah district as protesters clashed with police and several houses were set on fire, a senior police officer said. Several fire tenders were pressed into service as police lobbed tear gas shells to disperse the protesters, the officer said, adding that the situation is under control at the moment. And on to another big national focus now. Maharashtra's ruling alliance suffered a massive setback today, with the BJP winning a third seat in the state in straight fight against the Shiv Sena. With this, the state's numbers in the 6 Rajya Sabha seats in the state are split down the middle, with the BJP and alliance winning 3 seats each, an outcome that is expected to influence the coming MLC and civic elections in the state. Overall, the BJP posted a win in 3 of the 4 states, where a close contest took place on 16 Rajya Sabha seats. The Congress retained 3 seats in Rajasthan, but suffered a setback in Haryana. Haryana turned out to be an upset for the Congress, with one of the 2 seats won by the BJP and the other by Kartikeya Sharma, the media baron and independent candidate it backed. Ajay Maken, for whom the party initially claimed victory, lost. In Rajasthan, the Congress won 3 of the 4 Rajya Sabha seats with cross-voting by BJP members. 1 seat has gone to the BJP, and Congress candidates Mukul Wasnik and Randeep Surjewala got extra votes. So did BJP candidate Ghaneshyam Tiwari. Z chairman Subhash Chandra, backed by the BJP, however, lost. 1 vote was rejected. And then if you look at Karnataka, the BJP won 3 seats and the Congress won 1. H.D. Kumaraswamy's Janata Dal Secular, whose home base the state is, lost the seat that they had. Then BJP's Nirmala Sitharaman, Jagesh and Lehar Singh Siroya took 3 out of the 4 seats, while the Congress's Jairam Ramesh won the remaining seat.
Very humbly start with thanking all of them, and without hesitation thank the blessings that Shri Yediyurappa ji has always extended to me and extended even this time to me. I thank each and every MLA, and through them thank the people of Karnataka for having given me the second opportunity, again, second time an opportunity to serve the people of Karnataka and the state in every given opportunity. I rededicate myself in the service of the state and thank every one of the BJP state unit, the BJP Karnataka unit, every worker of the party, every karyakarta of the party has done a very well coordinated and full-hearted effort to have this team of 3 win this Rajya Sabha contest.
And on to a big COVID update now, viewers. Is India bracing for another COVID wave? Well, cases have been on a rising trend since the past few days. In fact, the country reported a total of 8,329 fresh cases in the last 24-hour period, with 10 casualties also reported. With this, the active tally of COVID-19 now stands at 40,370 across the country. As per information, the BA4 and BA5 Omicron subvariants are making their presence felt across various parts of the country, with the daily COVID tally now showing a rising trend. And meanwhile, the United States will drop the requirement for international air travelers to take a pre-boarding COVID-19 test, according to an official on Friday. The mandate will expire on the 12th of June. White House Assistant Press Secretary Kevin Munoz confirmed today on Twitter that the United States will end COVID-19 testing requirement for air travelers entering the country. A senior administration official stated that the CDC is lifting the restriction that the travel industry had lobbied against for months after determining it was no longer necessary based on science and data. The measure has been in place since January 2021. The official also said that the Biden administration plans to work with airlines to ensure a smooth transition with this change, but it will likely be a welcome move for most of the industry. Travel industry officials have been increasingly critical of the requirement in recent weeks and directly urged the Biden administration to end the measure, arguing that it was having a chilling effect on an already fragile economy, according to Airlines for America chief Nick Callio, whose group met recently with White House officials, CNN reported. A coalition of travel and aviation organizations in a letter urged the Biden administration to terminate the pre-departure testing required for US-bound travelers that are vaccinated against the novel coronavirus disease. All right, coming back to the region now. The district administration in Eastern Assam's Tinsukia district has launched a massive crackdown on illegal constructions on roadside reserved lands on the Tinsukia Makum Road. In this regard, the administration has ordered the eviction of 14 illegal constructions, which include dhabas and roadside eateries as well as garages. The eviction is being carried out since 8 a.m. under the supervision of 3 magistrates and in the presence of police and CRPF personnel. Meanwhile, Tinsukia DC Narsingh Pawar, who had ordered for the eviction based on a report submitted by the Lat Mandals of Tinsukia Revenue Circle, said that the administration had launched the crackdown in order to free government land from encroachment, thereby curbing illegal activities. Pawar has also ordered for a magisterial inquiry to look into the allegations of various irregularities and illegal activities underway in a section of dhabas of the district. The inquiry will be headed by the additional deputy commissioner, and it may be mentioned here that the administration has formed 5 teams, 3 for Tinsukia and 1 each for Margarita and Sadia subdivision. The teams comprise officials from the police, excise, food and civil supplies, enforcement and transport and traffic departments, amongst others. Notably, the eviction drive is being carried out under Section 18(2) of the Assam Land and Revenue Regulation 1886. And on to some other news now. International pop sensation Justin Bieber on Friday informed fans that he has been diagnosed with Ramsey Hunt syndrome, which has led him to suffer from partial facial paralysis. In a video posted on Instagram, the 28-year-old pop singer announced his condition to his fans. Bieber had also announced that he was pausing his Justice World Tour due to the illness hours before his first slated concert in Toronto. Ramsey Hunt syndrome is a complication of shingles that occurs when an outbreak impacts the facial nerve near one of the ears. In addition to facial paralysis, it can also cause hearing loss. In the video, Justin Bieber's eye was not blinking, and he was also not being able to smile or move a certain part of his face. The singer explained he has full paralysis on one side of his face, and he is not capable of performing shows.
Hey everyone, Justin here. I wanted to update you guys on what's been going on. Obviously, as you can probably see from my face, I have this syndrome called Ramsey Hunt syndrome, and it is from this virus that attacks the nerve in my ear, my facial nerves, and has caused my face to have paralysis. As you can see, this eye is not blinking. I can't smile on this side of my face. This nostril will not move. So there's full paralysis in this side of my face. So for those who are frustrated by my cancellations of the next shows, I'm just physically, obviously not capable of doing them. This is pretty serious, as you can see. I wish this wasn't the case, but obviously my body's telling me I got to slow down. And I hope you guys understand. And I'll be using this time to just rest and relax and get back to 100% so that I can do what I was born to do. But in the meantime, this ain't it. I gotta go get my rest on so that I can get my face back to where it's supposed to be. I love you guys. Thanks for being patient with me. And I'm gonna get better. And I'm doing all these facial exercises to get my face back to normal.
And back to the region once again. A school in the Himalayan state of Sikkim has found a novel way to safeguard the environment and also beautify their surroundings at the same time. In a unique initiative, students of the Mangalbari Senior Secondary School in Sikkim have started converting waste materials into various beautiful creative items. Using waste plastic bottles, students of the school have started creating beautiful works of art, which are then used to adorn and beautify the school's surroundings. By doing so, these students have now created a unique herbal garden at the school premises, made solely out of waste materials. Talking to Northeast Live, Principal Kamala Devi Rai informed that the main motive behind the herbal garden is to create awareness amongst the masses on the need to properly reuse and recycle waste items and also utilize them to create beautiful works of art. It may be mentioned here that Sikkim Chief Minister Prem Singh Tamang today renamed the school as S.L. Dao Gyatsho Kazi Senior Secondary School, Mangalbari, and also inaugurated a new 12-room school building comprising of a multi-purpose hall, amongst other facilities.
After this lockdown, we have started this thing. The students is involved in this thing. We want to give them the message for the ecosystem. They need to know what is nature and what are the needs of the nature things. We have to preserve that, and so we have asked them to use all the nature things only here. The water conservation is also showed over here. It's so beautiful and it is very useful for us. And the bird thing, the animal thing also they have to love. There are lots of birdhouse if you happen to go around the school. They are eco-friendly. Teacher and even some SNCs have also donated these bamboos and all. Some have given lots of things, plants and all they have supplied. The students have collected those things. There are herbal gardens also. They know what are the herbal gardens these days. They have known the importance of the plants also. They are very happy that it has been placed here and our Honorable CM Sahab has visited their school.
All right, on to another big story now. In a significant initiative, the United Nations General Assembly, or UNGA, has adopted an India-sponsored resolution on multilingualism that mentions the Hindi language for the first time. Now, with this significant resolution passed on Friday, the nations around the world are being encouraged to continue disseminating important communications and messages in official as well as in non-official languages, including in Hindi. India's permanent representative to the United Nations, Ambassador T.S. Tirumurti, has welcomed this resolution and also informed that the resolution also mentions Bangla and Urdu for the very first time. After adoption of the resolution, Ambassador T.S. Tirumurti said that the multilingualism is recognized by the General Assembly as a core value of the United Nations, and as such, all United Nations Secretariat entities are expected to contribute actively and demonstrate their commitment to this joint endeavor. It may be mentioned here that Arabic, Chinese, English, French, Russian, and Spanish are the 6 official languages of the United Nations, while English and French remain the working languages of the United Nations Secretariat. On to some sports news now. India's women boxing squad for the upcoming Commonwealth Games 2022 in Birmingham has been confirmed yesterday after the selection trials ended in New Delhi at the Indira Gandhi Indoor Stadium. Reigning world champion Nikhat Zareen, 50 kgs, and Tokyo Olympics bronze medalist Lavlina Borgohain sealed their berths in the Indian team for the Commonwealth Games with dominating wins in the selection trials. Neetu Ghangas and Jasmine Lamboria are the other boxers who also have sealed spots for the quadrennial event. While Nikhat, the two-time gold medalist, blanked Haryana's Meenakshi with a 7-0 unanimous decision, Lavlina, on the other hand, outclassed Railway's Pooja by an identical margin. Meanwhile, a two-time former youth world champion Neetu eked out a 5-2 split decision win over 2019 silver medalist Manju Rani, whereas Jasmine, the 2021 Asian Youth Boxing Championship bronze medalist, outpunched 2022 World Championship bronze medalist Parveen Huda in a fast-paced light middleweight final bout. And meanwhile, 6-time world champion Mary Kom withdrew from the ongoing women's boxing trials for the 2022 Commonwealth Games due to an injury suffered on Friday. During the 48 kg contest against Neetu, the London Olympic bronze medalist sustained a knee injury just after a minute into the opening round. The veteran boxer came back into the ring after medical assistance and the bout was resumed. However, Mary Kom was still experiencing intense pain, which eventually forced her to leave the ring towards the end of the opening round. The referee stopped the bout and declared Neetu the winner with the RSCI verdict. And with this, Mary Kom's challenge for a spot at the Birmingham Games also came to an end. Neetu will face Manju Rani in the finals on Saturday, aiming to seal the CWG berth in the 48 kg category. The Commonwealth Games 2022 will be held in Birmingham, UK from the 28th of July to the 8th of August. All right, on to the big political story from Tripura now. The All India Trinamool Congress National General Secretary Abhishek Banerjee will arrive in Agartala on the 14th of June to campaign for the two-party candidates contesting in the ensuing by-polls in Tripura. This was informed by former West Bengal Minister and TMC Tripura in charge Rajiv Banerjee. The TMC is contesting from 6 Agartala and Town Bordwali constituencies.
সেদিনকেই বলেছিলাম যে আমাদের যারা দায়িত্বে রয়েছেন আমাদের নেতৃত্ব এখানে উপনির্বাচনে প্রচারে আসবেন আমরা আপনাদের জানাতে চাই যে আমাদের সর্বভারতীয় সাধারণ সম্পাদক আমাদের নেতা শ্রী অভিষেক বন্দ্যোপাধ্যায় তিনি ত্রিপুরার মাটিতে আগামী 14ই জুন পা রাখবেন এবং তিনি 6 নম্বর এবং 8 নম্বরের অর্থাৎ 6 নম্বর আগরতলা 8 নম্বর বর্দোয়ালির নির্বাচনী উপনির্বাচনের প্রচারের জন্য প্রার্থীদের সমর্থনে তিনি একটি বিশাল রোড শো করবেন এবং অন্যান্য সভা আছে আগামী 14ই জুন অভিষেক বন্দ্যোপাধ্যায় আগরতলার মাটিতে পা রাখবেন ত্রিপুরা রাজ্যে আসবেন মানুষের কাছে একটা বার্তা দেবেন এবং শুধু একবার নয় তিনি অন্যান্য বিধানসভার যেখানে যেখানে উপনির্বাচন হচ্ছে সেই সব কেন্দ্রেও যাবেন 14 তারিখ প্রথম তিনি আগরতলা দিয়ে শুরু করবেন তারপরে অন্যান্য কেন্দ্রেও তিনি উপনির্বাচনী প্রচারে প্রার্থীদের সমর্থনে যাবেন আমরা সেদিনকেই বলেছিলাম যে আমাদের যারা
And moving on now, the Vandya International School in Amingao in Guwahati today organized an IC3 regional forum, which is a mission to bring counseling to every school. Leadership, teachers, and academicians from the leading schools in Guwahati, along with students, took part in the event, which focused on the significance of career counseling. A couple of panel discussions were also held on the occasion, highlighting the role of counseling. Addressing the gathering during the event, Pride East Entertainment Private Limited CMD Riniki Bhuya Sharma also spoke about the significance of career counseling. Listen in.
When you produce a young mind to ignite in the world, so how to he needs to be guided. So now we are coming out of our age-old reforms. Now we have come a lot of way with 365-degree holistic education, and education has become beyond. And knowledge is something which you cannot confine to the barriers of some school or conferences. It is a progress. It's a progression. It's an evolution. So it keeps on passing on to the generation, and the only thing is that to make a foundation strong, to make a basic strong, we have to depend upon some methodologies. Those methodologies are defining your roles and skills, like how to be career counseling, how it take part, how the therapeutic relations take part, how the defining goals in life take parts, and where the association of the teachers, the students, and the parents together combined one leads to a complete holistic education. That is where Vandya comes in, and that is where our motto is be your own light.
And we also have reactions coming in from Nandil Sharma, who participated in the panel discussion. Take a look.
Experience like filled with so much warmth. Today I was invited onto the panel and I spoke about the same thing, right? Like when you speak about career counseling, it's not just about, like a career counselor writing down information and then reproducing it in front of students. There's so much more to it. Like it was my career counselor who gave me the strength to actually take a gap year after my 12th and go ahead and give the CLAT examinations to actually attain a place in the university where I am right now. And in fact, like as far as I could remember, like, when I was in class 10th, I was hesitant about dropping math. So, it was her who gave me the strength to actually speak to my parents, right? So more than just, telling me what career to partake in, she actually played so much of a role into the person I am today that it's unbelievable. So, of course, it was an honor to come here and speak about her here.
And with that, we've come to the end of our news bulletin. Stay tuned to Northeast Live for more news and updates. Thank you for watching.